Josh Spiegelman has the nut flush draw to go with his.
What a huge drawing hand for Josh Spiegelman. His turn to act first.
As he looks up and stares right at Eric.
1/3.
And then checks.
And Eric, without blinking an eye, says $130,000.
Well, he's going to bet the gut shot draw here. Try to pick up the pot right here.
Josh peeking back at that huge drawing hand.
350.
And he re-raises it.
He makes it $350,000 to go, and without hesitation, E-Dog calls $220,000 more with just a gut shot straight draw. I'm surprised by that, Vince.
Well, it is a big pot developing here, Mike.
Insta call.
And I say I'm surprised because Josh is known as a super tight player, going to have a hand in that spot.
Look at this card, an ace. That's going to be nice for Josh.
Well, now he's got two aces to go with the straight draw and the nut flush draw. Let's see how he's going to play it here. And right now, as far as winning the pot goes, E-Dog is drawing dead. He could get a split if an offsuit 7 came up, but so let's see what he's going to do here now. He's taking his time, taking a deep breath here. He check raised for $350,000 on the flop and got called by E-Dog. So you got to think he's got something. Could he have flopped a set? Does he have a better hand than mine? Did he make 2 pair? Do I want to bet these 2 aces?
Eric is just staring him down, trying to read his opponent.
So what you thinking? Thinking, what do you have? You don't want to tell me? I'll check.
Well, Josh is going to check his hand, and wisely, Eric Lindgren checks right behind him.
Yeah, he's not going to bite here. Going to the river.
Special river card.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
Queen of Spade comes off. Now this gives Eric 2 queens. And again, action on Josh.
I'll check.
Well, again, he checks. And Vince, you got to think Eric might believe he's got the best hand now.
I'm going to bet 175.
His opponent hasn't done anything after check raising on the
He
flop.
bets $175,000 as a value bet at the end.
Well, he is trying to get a value bet in. He throws it down very proudly, but he's not going to like it when Josh turns up 2 aces.
God, I knew you had the money. That's a bad bet.
Well, Eric grinning a little bit. You know, I think he put his opponent on a straight draw and a flush draw there after he checked on the turn in the river. Felt he had the best hand with 2 queens. I can't blame him for betting there, Vince, but you have to wonder why he would quickly call his opponent with just a gut shot straight draw on the flop when this guy check raised him.
Well, it goes to show you, even the greats make mistakes every now and then. This time that pot goes to the only man at the table who has a job, Josh Spiegelman.
So stay tuned. We're coming back with more exciting action from the Borgata Poker Classic in just a moment.
I knocked out the TV bubble. We were down to 7-handed, and I guess I'm going to be forever known if I win this tournament as the guy who cracked ace with ace king.
We're just so excited that Borgata can be part of what's happening with poker. We have made it as friendly as we can.
Right, baby, there we go! You gotta love playing at the Borgata.
My favorite place to play in the world. My home casino.
It just seems like people can't get enough of it, both poker and Borgata.
You see all the big guns around here, baby. Come and get us. Sweet, baby.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. You're watching the Borgata Poker Classic. 6 players remain. Our current chip leader, Eric Lindgren, with $2.5 million in chips. Michael the Grinder Mizrachi in second place with about $2.4 million. And Vince the amateur, Josh Spiegelman, in third place now with over $2.1 million in chips.
Go
All
110.
right, action is going to be on Eric Lindgren. Look at this. He has King Jack. Says, I'm going to raise it $80,000 to make it $110,000 to go.
He's got Kojak, and he's playing it. But look at this. The Grinder with 5 high. He's got 5-3. He's going to call this raise. Wow.
It's going to splash around. John D'Agostino going out with 6 deuce. And now Josh Spiegelman with the button has ace-7 of clubs.
He's going to lay it down this time.
Amnon out, and now Stuart Patterson in the big blind with junky little 8-3 offsuit.
He's going to get out of the way and let the 2 chip leaders go at it here. So Eric Lindgren with the King Jack, the Grinder with the 5-3. Oh, this flop could bring us some fireworks.
Wow.
Eric is flop top pair, but the Grinder has an open end straight draw, and Eric is betting $120,000.
And the Grinder
Well, I'd be surprised if he doesn't raise it here, Vince. That's a good flop for his hand. And
A little nervous.
Look at him look over at Eric. He's going to try to read him here. Oh, and he makes just a call.
he just calls. He doesn't raise there.
I'll just spike this card right now. Let's see if he does. Nope.
And 8 of hearts comes on the turn. And Eric is checking the 2 kings this time. He raised before the flop got called. It come king 4 deuce. He bet and got called again. He may not be sure if his king jack is good here. Now the question is the grinder going to take a stab at this pot or take the free draw at the open end straight? He opts for the free draw.
Yeah.
He checks.
He slows down, and there's the final card. He pairs up with the 3s. Didn't hit it straight, though.
Well, action's going to be on Eric Lindgren.
230.
He's going to bet $230,000.
And that's going to make the grinder squirm there a little bit.
Well, what the grinder's thinking here is he knows that 3 didn't help Eric. The question is, because Eric checked on the turn, do you put him on a pair of kings here? The grinder thinking perhaps he's got ace queen or ace jack suited, and maybe his 2 3s are the best hand.
Well, you're right. Grinder already invested. He's going to try to figure this one out. Let's join him in his private torture tank.
Well, he is reaching for chips here.
Uh-oh.
Over $750,000 in the pot. Going to cost him $230,000 to make the call. Hoping Eric will do something to tip off the strength of his hand. Notice the grinder staring at him.
I'm over here.
Well, Vince, because of the check on the turn is what's puzzled the grinder here.
That's a tough call. This would be a tough.
Well,
Eric will not look over.
grinder trying to get his attention.
Just says, send your money over, please.
He's got it in his hand. Let's see if he drops it in the pot.
Oh, boy. Oh, he doesn't do it.
He does lay it down, and a correct lay down it was. Eric making a great bet on the river. The grinder making a nice lay down.
But you see how the grinder tortures you. I mean, he puts chips out there. He wants the reaction. He wants to see things. He wants to make you break so he can get a better read. I mean, pretty impressive. I mean, these are all little details of why he's such a great player.
So E-Dog taking down that pot. And look, Vince, you know, the grinder still curious about what E-Dog had there.
Yes, he is. But, you know, that was a nice pot for Eric Lindgren. But he actually deserves more money because of the pain and anguish he had to go through that the grinder just stuck it to him.
Well, action back on the grinder now.
Okay, he looks down at a sloppy little 4 deuce of hearts. Sometimes tempting.
Wow, look at this, Vince. In first position. He's
Okay.
going to limp in and call with a 4 deuce.
He is a gambling man. And now it's on John D'Agostino. And look at this. He has picked up the Cowboys. Pair of kings.
D'Agostino with the real hand here. See how he's going to play the kings. Well, he's getting out some raising chips. Let's see how much it's going to be. Raise it 100,000, makes it 130 to go.
Josh quickly folding. Amnon.
Why do you always look like someone just took your candy or something?
He's the bulldog, man.
I know. Someone just beat you up in the parking lot or something.
Wisely goes out.
Stuart Patterson, the small blind, lays his hand down.
And now Eric with a 10-9 of spades. No, he's not going to splash. So we're back around to the grinder with his junky little 4 deuce of hearts.
And Vince, he quickly calls with it. Now,
right.
Win or lose this pot, I don't like this play by the grinder. Calling the $100,000 raise with a 4 deuce out of position just doesn't make sense to me, but it may work for him because he's flopped the flush draw here.
Yes, he has 4 to the flush, and he checks it quickly. And right now, that's not the flop you want to see if you're holding kings.
Well, D'Agostino's going to bet, though, Vince. He bets 200,000.
Yes, he does. He bets the 200. And look at this. All in by the grinder. He's gone over the top.
A quick all-in bet by the grinder here. And now D'Agostino faced with a tough decision for all his money right now. D'Agostino with about $550,000 left. Tough call to make right here for D'Agostino.
I know you got a flush draw.
Wow, what poker instincts. And what if you're sitting there in the grinder seat and you're saying, man, how tough is this guy? He knows what I've got here.
Might have the ace-high flush draw. And I'd have one out.
Now, D'Agostino has got about $750,000 left. Could he possibly make this call with 2 kings? Remember, this is all his money. If he loses this pot, he's out in 6th place here.
Absolutely positive that he has a flush draw.
I know you have a flush draw. God. Is it going to get there, though?
Well, let me tell you, this is a tough call to make for all your money, folks.
I call.
He makes the call, though.
Wow. D'Agostino reading it absolutely perfectly there. Put his opponent on a flush draw. Made the tough call with 2 kings. Now he's got to dodge the heart, Vince.
Yes, he does.
Well, folks, I'll tell you one thing. Win, lose, or draw, you got to salute D'Agostino for putting all his chips in there. That is playing the game.
That's a sick call.
If the grinder should get lucky and outdraw D'Agostino, John D'Agostino would be our 6th place finisher here at Borgata.
Well, a huge pot, over $1.8 million in this pot. D'Agostino out front and holding his breath right now. Now a 3 comes off. That gives the grinder a straight draw as well as a flush draw. And a 5 would make him a straight. But even with that card, D'Agostino about a 2-to-1 favorite right now to win this pot.
Grinder sits back down. He'd like to hit the right card right now and knock out J-Dags.
He'd like a little loving here, Vince. He's looking for a heart.
Will he do it?
Well, it's a 7 of spade.
He didn't do it.
Well, D'Agostino rewarded, and I think rightfully so there, Vince. I wasn't crazy about the way the grinder called the $100,000 re-raise with the 4 deuce, but you got to salute D'Agostino for making that great call with the 2 kings.
Well, very solid call, but I'll disagree. This is the reason why the grinder is such a great player. Himself, Gus Hansen, Negreanu, these guys will play those kind of silly hands, splash around, especially when you have over $2 million. You will speculate. This time, it doesn't work out.
45.
But he played advance, and it cost him nearly half a stack in doing so.
Welcome back to the Borgata Poker Classic. The antes and blinds are going up. $5,000 antes, and the blinds are going to be $25,000 and $50,000 at this point.
Well, we just saw John D'Agostino double up on the grinder, and Vince, he's lost about $1 million in the last 2 pots, fooling around with a 5-3 and a 4 deuce. But you know, that's his style. He's aggressive. You just have to wonder in that last hand, had he moved all in on the flop with a flush draw, would D'Agostino called over $750,000 with an ace on the board?
Mike, don't hurt yourself. Okay, let's play this hand. We're moving on.
All right, back to the action.
Eric quickly folds 10-4, and now Michael the Grinder Mizrachi this time picks up a quality hand. Big slick.
He didn't have a 4 deuce or a 5-3 this time. He's got a big slick, and he's going to raise it again. Makes it $150,000 to go.
D'Agostino out, Josh out.
Emnon folds.
Action on Stewart.
Vince's picked up ace-10 offsuit. He's on the short stack, just has a little over $500,000. He's been watching the grinder raise every single pot and play every pot. Without premium cards, you almost have to think you have the best hand with ace-10.
It's going to cost him $100,000 to call, but he is short stacked.
Well, Vince, you see the look in his face like he wants to go for it here. Wouldn't be a good idea because the grinder has a real hand this time. Well, Stewart Patterson.
Oh,
he is doing it, Vince.
And a quick call, of course, by the grinder.
Well, the grinder's going to love it. He's got his opponent dominated here. He's got ace-king. He's up against ace-10. But, you know, really, I don't fault Stewart Patterson for that. He's watching the grinder raise and play every single pot. Last time he just showed down 4 high. You pick up ace-10 on the short stack against the grinder, you're going to play it.
$1 million difference between first and 6th place right now. Stewart Patterson, the professional, his brother Ian up on his feet in the stands. He needs to get lucky here.
You win, I'm happy. I win.
Well, over $1 million in this pot.
Deuce, 4-4.
Grinder can get back a lot of what he blew in those last 2 hands by winning this hand. Let's see if he can do it.
Here's the flop.
Oh, a dream flop for the grinder. It's come king, 7, 6 of spade. He's flopped top pair and the nut flush draw.
I think I got about 2% chance.
Queen Jack.
Well, Stewart thinks he's got about a 2% chance. In fact, it's about a 1% chance is all he's got to win this pot.
Let's go with the 8-9.
I'm going to go with the 8-9. 8-9.
He is in dire straits.
Close to getting the sheet dragged over him. Oh, that's going to do it. A 5 of diamonds.
So there you go. The Grinder taking out Stuart Patterson.